You know if
We're live. There's John Stout right there.
Hi y'all.
John Stout is in the building. And there he goes, John Stout.
Do you know if Mike Rowe is going to be here?
He canceled.
Okay.
He's sick.
Okay.
So he was
All right.
a couple of them canceled, so he was one of them. Unfortunately. But that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Shortly.
All right, buddy.
See ya.
Try not to be too crazy out there. I know how you get. My buddy John, everybody. Crazy John. He's about 4'1". He loves Batman. Let's see if we can't get some creators on right now. Looks like still a little bit more on me. I got about an hour before I got to go and do the panel. I'm actually reading. At the moment, I've been reading We Are Demons because for Capullo and Snyder. So I want to be up to date with what they're doing. So, hello, my daughter. Apex Comics, hello. If I just stare, we'll see who. Right there. There's nobody talking around them. All right. We'll get some more people in here. This is Washington State Summer Con. Washington State Summer Con. Put in the chat. All right. See if I stare. I'm going to stare at Kyle. Let's see if Kyle looks at me. He's looking at me right now. I just stare at him long enough and make him feel uncomfortable. Friend of the channel, Kyle Higgins, is coming over here right now. Apparently works on Radiant Black. He was on last time. We'll talk about that here in a minute. We'll give him a hard time. See how that goes. See if he remembers last time.
Are you on?
I'm on right now.
Okay.
You can come take a seat right here. We just popped on here a little bit ago. Kyle, how you doing, man?
I'm alive. I'm good.
Awesome, man. Now, last time you were on my show, you walked off. Remember that?
No. I don't. That sounds like something I might do.
I made a comment to where you killed the main character in the book, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I can't." You were messing around.
Oh,
you
yeah. Well,
you walked right
you know
back
what?
on.
I would do it again now, but
Yeah.
it's a little more challenging to stand up at the moment.
Yeah, that's all right. So, how you been, man?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Working a lot. And
Yeah.
making books and recovering from some knee surgery.
Oh,
and
really?
All the fun stuff. Yeah.
Are you athletic? Are you doing something?
Not anymore.
Oh, but you were.
I was.
Oh.
But yeah, it's my fourth knee surgery in 4
man.
years. So this was a really big one, and
yeah.
I wasn't able to walk for 10 weeks.
Wow.
So or 9 weeks. They all blurred together.
Yeah, I've had a lot of surgeries myself, so I kind of know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
But you know what? We're here to talk about your book. And,
Yeah. Which one? What do we want to talk about?
Well, the Radiant Black one.
I love a
But
good Radiant Black talk.
Let's hit on that one
Sure.
right now. So, what's new? What's going on in that book right now? I'll be honest, I'm not up to date because
Sure.
I was telling you yesterday, I'm kind of
You're in the what? In the what? section?
traveling.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm traveling the country, and so my time is I'm either driving or sleeping or something
Right.
like that. So
Hopefully not at the same time.
close.
Sometimes, but
Beef
not-
jerky keeps me awake.
Oh my god. Is it the salt or the protein?
It's just the
What is it?
chewing on it.
Oh.
That and ice chips. Ice chips are a lot cheaper than beef jerky, so I've been switching to
Ice chips?
ice chips. Yeah.
Oh, that's
ice chip
interesting.
Stuff. Yeah.
How many hours do you drive a day, do you think, on average?
I try not to go more than like 5 or 6 hours a day,
Oh my gosh.
and I only try to drive in daytime
Yeah.
because I first I want to see stuff.
Yeah.
If I'm going through Utah, which is a beautiful state,
Yeah.
I want to see it. I don't want to miss it, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So most of the time, if I haven't been there before, it's during the daytime. It's like 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times I'll sleep at Cracker Barrel.
Really?
Yeah, Cracker Barrel will let you park in the back overnight. And I always go in there and go get a grape soda because they have their little convenience store and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I get a grape soda and I go and I camp out there in the back. And if I'm not at a campsite or someone's house or something like that, 9 times out of 10, it's in the back of the Cracker Barrel.
Wow.
And they're all over and they're right off the expressway. So
Yeah.
it's really convenient. So thank you, Cracker Barrel. And if you guys
are we here?
Yeah, right there.
Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. If Cracker Barrel, if you want to sponsor the Bueller bus,
there you go.
So
I mean, it's sort of a barrel shape.
Kind of, yeah. Did you see it out there today?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Okay, so you
Yeah.
saw it. Okay, that's kind of right up front, so people can see it right there.
It's awesome.
But yeah, that's quite the endeavor. But I enjoy it, and I get to go around promoting comics. Something I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Go to all the different comic shops. That's my goal. Is to go
You're
to
like
all the different shops.
so you're like a comics evangelist.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what my grandmother always said. Oh, you'd be a great preacher. I said, no, I don't think I would be. But this is my gospel right here, is the comics and all that stuff. So in a way, that's kind of what I'm doing. So let's talk about your book.
Sure. Yeah.
How's it been going? What's new? What do we got going on? There's a bunch of one shots. The universe is expanding. All this stuff. How's it going?
It's going well. It's a series called, my main book right now is a series called Radiant Black. It's a book that, the way I describe it is, it's Power Rangers with adult problems.
Yeah.
So credit card debt and compounding interest rates and moving back in with your parents and, unfulfilled potential, chasing.
So this is like real life stuff for you, right?
Chasing dreams and buying into the lie of an American dream that, all the normal good millennial stuff that we all get to deal with of our generation. So we're up to issue 15, just came out this week. It had a really big surprise in it for readers. What I will say is that if you ever see a book of mine with a QR code in it, you should always scan the QR code.
Okay.
That's the takeaway, the moral of the story here. Earlier this year, after issue 12 of Radiant Black, we launched a one-shot, a 54-page one-shot called Supermassive. And it featured
Ryan, right?
Ryan Parrott and Matt Groom joining me in co-writing this big crossover event that then introduced their new characters, Rogue Sun and Infernal Girl Red. And then Ryan's Rogue Sun series launched after that. It's up to issue 5 right now. Just had some pretty huge revelations there. And Infernal Girl Red will be coming out later this year as an OGN.
Nice. So this universe is just getting bigger and bigger.
It has gotten bigger for sure. But it's something we're looking at and we're being mindful of what's sustainable. Yeah. Because we're all, Michael and I are, Michael's the editor and designer on all this stuff. Michael Basutil. That's a sit down. You should do a Bueller Basutil sit down.
There you go.
I can see, I'm just looking, I'm just like picturing the logo behind you right now.
There you go.
But we're stretched a little thin. We work a lot of hours and the thing is though, it's about consistency and making sure like we take crazy narrative and sometimes publishing swings. And so, it's gotten bigger, but at this point it's not, for us anyway, it's not out of hand.
Sure. So this book, your book, there's no end in sight. This is not a limited series or something like that. It's just going to keep on going until the wheels come off, I take it, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have endings. I have character endings in mind. But at the same time, if the book is working, those character endings aren't things I want to get to for quite some time. I'll put it this way. As of right now, issue 15 just came out. I have plans through issue 36.
Oh, nice.
Like really firm plans through issue 36. And then beyond that, I have some ideas. But we're definitely planning and thinking for the future long term.
Very nice. Well, that'll keep you going for a couple more years. That's pretty good.
It'll keep me going. For exactly a year and a half. Nice. Basically. A little longer, 2 years.
Any other projects you're working on or want to be coming out? Don't spill the beans if you can.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get it, but is there anything you can talk about?
Well, I'm doing a new Ultraman miniseries for Marvel with
Nice.
Matt Groom, and then I'm also doing. That's actually my only like work for hire book right now. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's my only big 2 book.
Mhm.
And
Did
then
you do Dark Hawk? Or?
I did. Yeah.
I
Yes. So that was a 5-issue miniseries
Yeah.
this year.
Good old Dark Hawk.
I love Dark. I mean, I'm again super proud of that
Yeah.
one. You know, I don't know if there will be more Dark Hawk down the line,
Yeah.
but I think we did a pretty good job building a new iteration of him that, at the very least, the TV people it may pique their interest.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I want to see. I dare them to not make a TV show out of it.
I think eventually every Marvel character in the world will have their own show or something like that, or at least be in the show.
At least be in a show for sure.
And I think it's honestly, I hate to say this, eventually it's not going to be as special as what it was.
Oh, that's how I feel now about most of it.
Because
to be honest.
And I was thinking that the other night. I'm like, because a lot of the things in the comic book market is, you know, the first appearance of a character on a TV show or movie, and everyone goes and gets the book. Now it's like, what character hasn't been in the movies or in the TV show? So is it less special now? To me, it kind of is. You know, because it's every character you can think of that's made an appearance or coming to make an appearance.
Well, you know, that's part of what, with all of the massive verse stuff that we're doing, which is the Rogue Sun, Radiant Black, Inferno Red, like our little kind of corner of the Image universe. So much of it comes from a place of, wouldn't it be cool if? But it's also coming from a place of like, we are all creators. I've been doing comics full time for 13 years, 12 years, something like that. And I started at Marvel and DC. And I'm proud of a lot of the stuff I did there. But if you're paying attention, you see some of the challenges that exist when you're publishing characters that have been around for as many years as these characters have been around. And as we're building our Massiverse stuff, a few things. One, it's more interesting to us that
we have a clean slate.
But it's not just the clean slate. It's the fact that things can actually change, and things that happen, and characters that die, or choices that are made, mantles that are passed, like those can actually stay. They're not going to get undone. They're not going to be reset. They're not going to get renumbered and rebooted or relaunched. And I actually think through that kind of lens and approach on the publishing front, it also applies to our thinking on other fronts with these characters and these properties. Because in this day and age, like if you're creating a book, if you're creating a superhero thing, hopefully you're looking to do something bold and different with it. But you're also, in our case, we're also creating things that are hopefully able to exist outside of the book. And so I'm being a little vague there, I know, but like I said, this month, issue 15 of Radiant Black, there's a huge animated short film component to it. There's other big things that we've done and are doing. And so it's a long-winded way of saying that, like, I agree with you. And the oversaturation for me it's just not for me anymore, which that's fine. Like a lot of my friends love all the stuff to keep up with it. I'm also a little probably biased because I basically do it all day, every day. Like I'm making a lot of the stuff. So it's like, you know, I don't get as much fun out of it, out of viewing it anymore. But
what would be your dream project to work on? Do you have anything?
I'm doing it. Like,
that's it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you know, Nightwing's my all-time favorite character. If we're just talking about comic books, like Nightwing's my all-time favorite character, and I was fortunate enough to write his book for 3 years during the New 52. And there are certainly things I'd like to go. I wish I could get another crack at that, right? But outside of that, I've been very lucky and fortunate. I've been able to work on all of the characters that, with the exception of the Turtles. The Turtles are the last thing that I haven't worked on.
Are you going to go hit up Eastman?
I know Kevin pretty well, but that's not how that works.
Yeah, I know.
But what I mean is, like, that's probably the last work for hire thing, someone else's universe that I would want to go and work on. But for now, what's been cool is like I started pretty young in all of this. I just turned 37, and to be at a point where I feel creatively fulfilled only doing my own stuff is really, really special for me. So it's like the fact that we get to do whatever we want and people are enjoying it right now, and we're building new superhero stuff. It's like, it doesn't get better than that in comics.
Was it a hard pitch to Image to pick up Radiant Black, or were they all for it right away?
Well, in some ways it was Image's idea.
Okay.
Like, I was working on something after Power Rangers that was it was called Radiant Black, and it had the iconography of the miniature black holes that would allow for like a transforming kind of component. But it was very different. It was kind of dystopian, far future thing. It was going to be very limited, but I really liked the title, and I liked the iconography and for where the powers come from. And so then I'm trying to remember the timeline of things. It was after New York Comic Con in like 2019, and it was Eric Stevenson and I were texting, and he was like, "Hey, have I ever asked you, like, would you ever have any interest in like creating a new superhero?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, like something contemporary, like not an analog, not a DC or Marvel analog, but something that's, you know, optimistic sci-fi. You can think of it, you know." And I was like, "I would kill to do that," but I figured there wouldn't be a market for something like that. Like, I had done this book Cowl in 2015 or 2014. It's about a superhero labor union in 1960s Chicago, and we did 11 issues of it, but still we had to end the series at a certain point with sales. And Eric's point was, I think there actually would be a market for this, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, and I was all in from that point on. And so then it became, I want to build this, and building Radiant Black, especially through COVID, was something that
challenging time.
Yes, but it was something that gave me kind of a focus and a direction, you know.
Very cool. Well, it's really neat to see it expand.
Yeah,
you know, we were talking last year. We were just on issue 5.
Yeah.
There was a big, like I said, that's when he walked off because like I might have gave it away. I don't know if I didn't mean to, but there was
it's okay.
It was a swap of the as far as the superhero goes, or something like that. And but now, you know, a year later, still going. Expanding universe. Sky's the limit. So
we're here, man. Well,
awesome, man. I appreciate you coming over here and hanging out for a little bit, and then
thank you for doing all of the comics, the Lord's work of comics.
That's what it is.
To combine some phrases.
That's what I'm trying to do. You know, we're seriously hitting every shop in America. Whether
they want you there or not.
There's been a few shops I've been a little. Although I did go. There was one shop, I kid you not, and I've talked about this before. It was called Aftermarket Auto Parts and
I know them.
In Albuquerque?
No, I don't know them.
Okay. You're the only other one that would.
Oh, no.
But
don't tell.
But they have auto parts and comic books. And you can go get a muffler and a Hulk 181. So it's an interesting combination.
Both in this economy?
Yep.
That's too good of a deal to pass up.
It was how it went. The guy who owns the shop, his dad was a mechanic. And some people couldn't pay to get their car fixed, so they would. He goes, "Well, my son likes comic books. If you have any comics, you can trade them in to get your car fixed." And so this guy built a collection by trading services for cars.
Crazy,
and
that's awesome.
That's how they started the shop. So,
how long have they been there?
He's been there. The shop itself has been there like 30 years.
Really? But
with the comics, I guess about 10 years.
Okay.
So, but I went in there, and the guy's like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "What?" I guess somebody told me about this place. He goes, "Nobody tells anyone about this place," because it just was like a building with some bars on the windows and a little sign that said Aftermarket Auto Parts and Collectibles right at the very bottom.
That's so cool.
And I walk in there, he's got like 150 long boxes and another 50 of them in the back. Yeah.
Do you know the Sports? Are you a sports fan at all?
Yeah.
Do you know the former Sports Illustrated writer? I think it's Rick Riley. I think that's his name. He covered golf for 22 or 23 years for Sports Illustrated. He just put out a new book, and it's just stories about golf.
Wow.
And he basically what you're talking about and what you're doing, he has done for golf. Chasing down stories around the world.
Yeah.
Like, he flew apparently to where was it? It's not Bermuda, but it's somewhere where you finish a hole underwater. Like
Oh.
you scuba dive down, the balls
crazy.
are weighted, and
Yeah.
you putt in and you finish.
Yeah,
Things like that.
that's
But it's
bizarre.
like bringing stories of this great game
Yeah.
to a larger,
Yeah.
market.
Well,
so
we got something.
I love
common,
that.
So,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, so it's probably a 5-year journey because eventually we're going to go overseas.
Yep.
That's the plan: is go to Europe, go to Australia.
It's awesome.
After a few years and do all that stuff. So, with the support of my sponsors, thank you by the way
Mhm.
to all of them. We're going to keep on doing it and going to cons and talking to creators and
Great.
highlighting all these wonderful shops that we all enjoy. So,
Love it.
thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yep, of course.
Have a good show.
Yep, you too. I'll see you
I'm
soon.
looking forward to next year, man.
Awesome.
There you go.
All right.
There it is. You made it. Thanks, Kyle.
Of course.
Everyone, that's Kyle Higgins. Like I said before, he works on Radiant Black for Image Comics. We've covered his books before, and I think I've had a few exclusives that my LCS did for his book, T-Fog. And I think I had a few signed and stuff like that. So, really good guy. I had him on here last year. Like I said, he walked off the show. And but this time around, he did not walk off the show. And it was a lot of fun. So, anyway, let's see here. There's Ryan Parrott is also there as well. Let's see if I can get Ryan over here as well and see what he's doing. Let's see. Ryan Parrott works on Power Rangers. Let's see. Ron's talking to someone right now. That's all right. Anyway, I have that panel in about an hour. I think I can squeeze someone else in there. That's too bad about his knee. I kind of know where he's coming from. Underwater golf. Yes, Aaron LaPresse. That's who that is behind me. Thank you so much, Apex Comics. I didn't know. I knew it was. I just didn't know the name by memory. But yes, that is behind me is Aaron LaPreste. That is who's behind me right now. Let's see. Hey Ryan, you got a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Would you like to come on around here?
Oh, sure.
Okay. We are live,
Oh, good.
so come on and have a seat right here. First off, let me introduce myself. My name is Bueller.
Bueller, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Ryan. And this is Ryan Parrott, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, Ryan, first thing I got to ask you.
Sure.
You do Power Rangers.
I do. I'm almost done.
Okay. It was called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yes.
Then they decided, you know what? We're going to go Mighty Morphin and then Power Rangers
Yeah.
and put 2 books.
Yes.
So, were you involved in that decision at all?
Yeah, kind of. They were like, we want to do 2 books, and they loved the idea of the 2 books coming out and have one saying Mighty Morphin and
Sure.
one saying Power Rangers, and if you connected them that way, you could put them on the shelf and
Yeah.
be like, oh, there's the whole story. So
Yeah.
yeah, they were just excited about that as an opportunity to sort of like, how do you do 2 books and make
Yeah.
them feel like they're connected? So yeah.
And so you're doing the Power Ranger one, right?
Yeah.
And then who does the Mighty Morphin?
I did Mighty Morphin for the first 16 issues, and then
Okay.
Matthew Groom's doing the last 6 until at 22.
And these are from Boom Studios,
Yes.
obviously.
Mhm.
Now these are coming to an end. Is that what I?
Yes, well, they're merging into Mighty. We're kind of building towards Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 100.
Okay.
So yeah, so that was the other thing. I think there was other part. This hopefully won't get me in trouble.
Sure.
But the idea is like they were like, if we want to get to 100 a
Yeah.
little faster than doing 1 book a month,
Yeah.
we do 2 books a month. It
There
gets
you
there a little quicker. So if you go back and look at Mighty Morphin 1 to if you add up the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as
Yes.
2, it gets us all the way to 100. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So how many more do you have that you're doing?
I'm I think 20's out, so 21 and 22 are coming out, and I'm writing 100 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do these? I'll be honest, I'm not familiar
okay.
with Power Rangers myself. Kind of missed that boat to be
That's all right.
on my thing. Do they go together? Do the stories flow together?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
You have to have one and the other. So
I mean, kinda. I mean, it's all in the same universe. All kind of dealing with the same things. They do overlap in each other's books. Like in 20, there's someone dies in 20, and so we have to go back to the funeral. So they're all together again for that. So yeah, but one follows. Power Rangers follows. Okay, in the original show, quick lessons.
Sure.
So in the original show, there was the 5 Rangers and then Tommy, right?
Okay.
Well, 3 of the main cast, Jason, Trini, and Zach, ended up leaving the show after the first season.
Mhm.
Maybe it's actually mid-7. I don't know. They leave the show at one point, and they went to a peace conference. And so I don't know what a peace conference is for yeah. So we actually said no. That was a cover. They became the Omega Rangers, and they became Rangers who kind of deal in space. So Mighty Morphin follows the regular show, and Power Rangers follows the new Omega Rangers and so they're all kind of one big story, but they follow each other and stuff like that.
I think I just reminded myself why I didn't watch it.
Totally understand.
It's a really confusing
And I gave you the
movie.
simple version, by the way.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
But it's a huge universe.
Yes.
And it's been around a long time.
Yeah,
It's extremely popular. And all the actors who did the Rangers are still popular to today.
Yeah.
They got tons of fans and stuff like that. When you're doing a book with another person like that kind of goes together, is that hard lining up the stories together? Like that?
Yeah, I know. I've known Matt for a while, so it's really helpful. We've actually been really lucky throughout the entire Power Ranger run. Like Kyle and I were friends in college, and so he wrote like the first 30 issues, and then I came in and wrote like the next 60. So, and I knew him, and I still talk to him today. We still do our own projects together, and Matt is somebody the same way. So it's actually pretty easy. I just sort of tell him, he throws me his script, I throw him my script, and we go, oh, don't do that, and I'll do this. And so, yeah, it's not that hard when you're friends, yeah.
Well, that's good. It's always good to work with friends. And speaking of friends,
yes,
you and Kyle came out with the one shot. And,
massive, super massive, yeah.
Super massive. And a couple friends of mine did an exclusive for that.
Oh, great.
Cover for that. Two Brothers Comics did it.
Oh, cool.
And that was a big hit. And from that, launched something that you might be familiar with, correct?
Yes, Rogue Sun or Radiant Black.
Yeah, you want to talk about those?
Yeah, totally. So Kyle and I always wanted to do stuff together. We did Power Rangers for a while. And we thought, it'd be fun to go try and do something where we don't have any, like you said, 30 years of material that you have to sort of deal with, and we could free up to do anything and do something surprising. Yeah. So he created Radiant Black, and then after about a year of that, I created Rogue Sun, and we used this. We basically. The one thing we want to do is we want to make sure that they can exist separately, be their own stories. But we're like, how do we have them cross over? So we're like, we'll do a one shot that basically brings it together, and that story can be something that if somebody's read Radiant Black but not read Rogue Sun, they can read this. Kind of the way the old comic books used to do it a little bit. And so that we've tried that, and it's just it's in the Image proper universe or massive universe. And it just follows it's the traditional. It's got a little Sentai influence stuff, a little Power Ranger influence. So
how many issues are you into that right now?
Rogue Sun is 4 issues in.
4 issues in? And is this ongoing series?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's as ongoing as hopefully as long as I can get it.
You and Kyle compete against each other to see who has better sales.
I think I'd lose that battle, but I'm doing my best. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the universe is expanding. I mean, the universe for that property. I was talking to Kyle last year.
Right.
He was on issue 4 or 5.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
And to think with the one shot and expanding all the different characters, and the response has been really well.
Yeah, it's been
really
fun.
Good for it. And I think it's something that Image wanted to put out some more superhero stuff, and you guys knocked it out of the park.
Thank you.
Guys, and I think Noctera came out about the same time, and Geiger came out. All kind of superhero-ish properties.
Well, I think it's cool because I was like 13 when Image was founded, and I remember I loved it. The reason I went and bought all the books is because I was like so excited about the idea that I could find superheroes that I didn't have to have read 600 issues or whatever, and so I was really excited about that. So I know when we talked about it, and they were like, we should go back to that, back to our roots a little bit. I was like 100% on board. That's what Rogue Sun was for me. It's like I wanted to. The fact that I have an Image comic superhero. In the book that is in this for the company that is the reason I'm in comics is just like amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't know if you know this, but Donny Cates is doing a storyline where Hulk is battling Thor. Okay.
Okay.
Is there any chance that we see your character battle Kyle's character?
Oh, I think they're friendly.
I know, but
for now,
yeah.
I definitely think they would fight at some point. Really fight? Yeah, they'll definitely fight at some point. Yeah, so I don't know who's gonna win, but we'll probably have to paper rock scissors.
Well, probably yours. We'll just say yours.
We'll say for now. Yeah.
You're on camera right now.
Is this live or just?
Yeah, this is live.
Is it gonna? Can he see this later?
Oh yeah, he can see.
Oh, he would win then. He would totally win.
No. Anyway, Ryan, thank you so much for
My
coming
pleasure,
on board.
man.
You know, I just wanted to have you.
Oh no,
on
this is
the
a great
podcast.
idea. I was thinking as I walked by, I was like, "Oh, it's a good idea to the podcast premiere."
Yeah, they had me over in the corner over there because they forgot to give me a booth, and I was like, okay, and I was like, because last year we had a big, huge booth and stuff like that. But I usually host all the panels for all the
Perfect.
creators. And stuff
Okay,
like
so
that.
you can tell you've done this before.
Yeah. But basically, I don't know. Kyle knows me, but basically, what I do is, I've been doing this channel to comics with Bueller. And last year, I decided to sell all my stuff, all my collection, all my possessions. I bought a bus, I fixed it up, and made it a traveling house. But it's comic book theme. I'm sponsored by publishers.
Cool.
I'm sponsored by Whatnot, and I travel to every comic shop in America. We're highlighting every shop in America, doing shows on those.
That's awesome.
We do all the Comic Cons. I was in MegaCon just recently. And after this,
In Orlando,
Yeah.
You drove from Orlando to here?
Yeah.
Damn, man.
I drove from here to Orlando and back.
How long does that take?
This trip was about 2.5 months.
Holy moly.
And what I'm doing is I go out on trips for about 2 or 3 months. I come back to my home base here in Oregon for a couple weeks.
Wow.
Then I head out. So after this, I'm heading to C2E2 in Chicago.
Perfect. Oh, I think I'm going to be there. So yeah.
So, but yeah, we highlight all the comic shops, all the Comic Cons.
That's awesome.
And I just live on my bus.
That's fantastic.
But it's a comic book themed bus. It's pretty cool.
Very
And
cool.
Like I said, Scout Comics is on board. I've talked to Boom. They're close to being on board.
Wonderful.
Black Box Comics, Whatnot, my main sponsor.
Whatnot's great. I did a thing with them in Orlando as well. That was really fun.
Oh, at the booth?
That was one of the most fun conversations because you're just signing as you're talking.
Yeah.
So they're asking you questions, and I'm like, "Oh, don't mess this up! Don't mess this up!" So
Yeah, I was there in the booth. I did my first Whatnot auction there.
Oh, cool.
And
Were you talking to Ric Flair? Was that you?
No, but I saw.
Okay, yeah,
I gave him a woo.
You gave him a
I gave him a woo.
Don't we all want to give him a woo?
we all did. He was just walking on stage when I was leaving.
Nice.
And I had a bunch of your exclusives.
Oh, cool.
From Hive Comics.
Yeah, they're great. I love those.
And we were selling those on the stream and stuff.
Awesome. That's
I think
great.
I still have some
on the
my
site.
bus. I might have to. One was kind of damaged, so I didn't sell it. So I might have to go grab it and have you sign it for me.
Absolutely, of course.
So anyway,
Awesome.
All right, man.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Appreciate it. I'll see you around.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right, thanks. That was Ryan Parrott, like I said. He's part of the what would the universe be called for that? I mean, Radiant Black, or God, what is it? Radiant Black, something Sun, Rogue Sun, all that stuff. So very cool. Kind of a cool universe that they're building over there. Rogue Sun, there you go. That's it. Anyway, those guys are sitting together. They work together on those projects, obviously. First time I met him, but they're literally right next to me. So. Anyway, wanted to get them on board, a couple creators, bug them while it's not tremendously busy, and kind of see what they had to say. I think I remember seeing him in Florida. Video looks okay now. Was there something wrong with it? I'm using the Wi-Fi that's in the convention here. It's actually pretty decent. Very surprising. It was like that last year as well. What'd you say? Shout me out, Bueller. Joe 4777. Hope I can get rid of this cough. Taco Bell today. Taco Bell sounds good. Robbie, what's up? Pop up, boom. Looks like better internet than I pay for in my house. Let's see if Ron is. Hey, Ron. Could I steal you for a couple minutes? This is going to be a treat. doing, sir?
How you doing?
Doing really good. Have a seat there, Ron. We're actually live right now.
Oh, cool.
We've been live.
Cool.
Everyone, this is Ron Lim. How you doing?
Hello, good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm Bueller, by the way. We kind of met a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll be doing the panel here later today, I think.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
later
fine,
today.
right?
But Ron Lim, everybody, very famous artist,
Okay.
extremely famous. There's some of your books right there walking around and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah. But how's the con treat you so far?
Really good.
Yeah?
Awesome, yeah. Great show.
Let me talk to you about your current book that you're working on right now, The Silver Surfer Reborn.
Yes.
We got one more issue to
Where
go.
we go? Yep.
Any spoilers? No?
Ron will kill me.
Yeah. What's it like working with the two Rons are together?
Yeah.
Working on one of your favorite characters,
Yeah,
obviously, Silver
yeah.
Surfer.
Yeah,
What's it been like to work on Silver Surfer again?
It's great. I mean, we haven't worked on we haven't worked on him together since the book ended.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to be able to go back and redraw all these characters that we love. You know?
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fun drawing, the Surfer, Thanos, of course.
Yeah.
And even like some like Jack of Hearts who I haven't drawn in a long time.
Yeah.
Even though I hate his costume, he's still fun to draw.
Yeah. The costume's interesting. But you do a lot of covers as well.
Yes.
I mean, let me ask you this. I mean, I see a ton of your covers because I cover the new books that come out every week. So
Okay.
I'm always saying your name
Right.
all the time. And thank you for having the easy name to pronounce. I mean, for me, it's really easy because I get some of these names like from Italy, and I cannot pronounce them and stuff like that. But yours I get every time. The difference between doing a cover and the cover is just a splash page, looks great, awesome, and then doing panels and telling the story. I mean, is there something you prefer more than the other?
No. I like both because it's so different, right? I mean,
Okay.
covers are fun because they're easy because it's just like posters, basically. But the interior stuff, I love doing storytelling. That's why it's just as fun.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Yeah. Do you have any certain covers that you come out recently that were like? Is there ones that you like better? Is there ones that you come out like, ooh, this is going to be a good one. This one's going to hit.
I love all the covers I get to work on.
Yeah.
But a fun one recently was I did the Marvel Fortnite crossover.
Uh-huh.
That was a lot of fun.
Now that's a whole nother audience that you're going to be reaching to.
I don't play Fortnite, but I know the game. And I know the
Yeah.
and stuff.
The Fortnite did something for DC like last year.
Yeah, right.
And that book went crazy.
Yeah,
everyone wants to code.
Right.
And I'm assuming that there's a code in this one.
Yeah, there is.
That
Yeah.
the one that you did.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a whole bunch of brand new eyes
Yeah.
looking at your work. So
That was really cool.
does that? Are you aware of that when you make a book like that, and knowing that hey, this is gonna appeal to a different audience?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I play games too.
Sure.
So I know all the video game stuff. So
Yeah.
for me, I was like, ooh, that's kind of fun. Cause I'm into the games, I'm into the comics. So
What's your game of choice?
I play all. I play like Halo. I play like Destiny.
Oh, Destiny.
Elden Ring's the new one. I'm playing.
Nice. What level are you in Destiny?
What's the level now? It's like
It's
15,
crazy now. There's so much stuff.
15 something. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think 1528. That's what it is.
Yeah. How many hours do you have into that game?
Too many hours.
It's
Way too
when
many
you
hours.
look and you see it, it's kind of depressing. I looked at mine one time, and you can no longer count it in hours. You have to count it in months.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah.
But I kind of moved. I actually got a chance to go tour Bungie Studios.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
see what they were doing for the new
Oh.
Destiny and stuff
Oh,
like
that's
that.
nice.
A couple years ago. And
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
It was pretty awesome. Well, that was one of my favorite games. I kind of closed the door on it because it was eating up all my time. But the game I always go back to is Fallout 3,
Oh yeah.
and it's always a guilty pleasure. I've
Sure.
beat it many times.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah, you love a game, you beat it
yeah.
every year, you know.
So after Silver Surfer is over, do you have any other books coming out after that?
Nothing right away, but there's something already in the works. But I can't say anything about it.
Okay,
It hasn't
yeah.
been announced or anything like that, so
Sure.
it's coming.
They're pretty tight-lipped on this new stuff. I
Yeah.
noticed.
Oh yeah. Until they announce it, I won't say anything.
Yeah. That's all right. I have to sign NDAs all the time for stuff like that, so
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
But I'm looking forward to the final issue.
Oh,
It's
great.
been great seeing Silver. I remember seeing it on the shelf.
Right.
And I was like, "Oh, this is awesome! I need another Silver Surfer book."
Yeah.
It's always been one of my favorite characters,
Right.
and I think it's a fan favorite as well.
Oh, I hope so, yeah.
And everyone always talks about they're looking forward to seeing Silver Surfer in the Marvel universe, the MCU
Right. Oh yeah,
universe,
me too. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what they do with that, and
That
how
would be
how they manage it and stuff like that. So.
I see bound to happen. Just a matter of
Oh yeah. Well, every character is making it.
yeah, this is true.
The Jack of Hearts is gonna be in there
Yeah,
soon,
I'm
or
sure.
something like that.
Just on the drum, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank
Oh,
you
my
for coming
pleasure.
on. I don't
Oh,
want to keep
definitely.
you too long because I know there's people at your booth. So,
yeah.
But I will see you a little bit later today, and we'll be talking more Silver Surfer.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds good, man.
Thank you, sir.
See ya.
All right. Yep. That's one of the Rons. They're actually right next to each other. Ron Mars and Ron Lim are right next to each other. But very nice guy, very nice gentleman. He's been at his booth all day, working hard. People coming up there, getting sketches, doing all sorts of good stuff. I don't know if you can hear him that well. I know he had the mask on, so it was a little harder to hear him. But, safety first, right? Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go because I need to get ready for the panel here in about 50 minutes. So I'm going to finish reading this, which is Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder's book. So I want to be up to date on this book when I when I do their panel. And then hopefully tomorrow I should have Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder on the show tomorrow. And I don't know if I'll have anyone else on today because I have another panel after theirs. I only have like an hour in between. So I got to get ready for Ron and Ron. So anyway, I wish you were here too, man. I wish you were here too. So, but it's been a lot of fun. You heard him just fine. Good. Awesome. I'm glad to hear. So who do we have? We had Ron Lim, we had Ryan Parrott and Kyle Higgins all on the show. Real quick, talk about their work and stuff like that. So anyway, all right, guys, appreciate you. I will be back in a little bit. I'll try to do another show in a little bit later. I think I'm here till 7 today. I could probably do one after the Ron Lim, Ron Mars panel. So we'll see what we can do. All right, appreciate you guys. That was fun. See you in a little bit.